Hello, my name is Jessica Towns, and I'm excited to introduce myself to you all. I am currently the founding middle school teacher at the Hampton Roads International Montessori School, which we call HRIMS, and I am currently working on my degree in both global education and learning design and technology. So, of course, in this presentation, I want to share a bit about my journey in education, what drives my philosophy in teaching, and some future goals that I have for not only myself, but my students as well. So, my career journey has not been as smooth sailing as this little diagram on the screen shows. Um, I was not sure I even wanted to be in education when I started my undergraduate degree at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. I currently have a degree from that university in history with a minor in human development and family studies. So that was sort of my gateway into okay, let's see about working with children. I applied my senior year for Teach for America, and I did not know if I was going to get in, but I did, and I started my teaching journey there. Um, I started teaching at Kip Gaston College Preparatory Middle School, which was the school that I attended from 5th to 12th grade, and I was in the class of 2014. I had the pleasure of teaching there for the past 6 years before I transitioned here as the founding guide for the middle school program at HRIMS. And I'm excited to be here. And one thing that has always driven me was the fact that I had the pleasure of teaching a lot of siblings in my journey. And so they always make it fun when, you've had the older sibling and you get to teach the younger one or vice versa. So I've always enjoyed it. So I do have a pretty student-led teaching philosophy. Of course, my first one is student-led learning, but I want students to be able to take that ownership and agency of their learning experience. And so I want students to have an education that empowers them and they have their own learning experience in their own hands. I also want them to engage and explore in learning. Learning can be scary, and of course, students have to take risks. And so I want to ensure that the space that I'm cultivating for them is a safe space that they feel supported and that they know that I'm there to support them. And of course, last but never least is making sure that I'm supporting my students' needs and finding the best practices for them, and sort of seeing what engages them or what catches their eye. So that way, the learning that takes place is fruitful and students are able to truly grasp not just concepts but life skills that set them up for long term success. So, my current studies and the impact. So, I have a degree that is going to be in global education and learning design and technology. And something that I have been excited to do, I think it might just be my history degree kicking in, is comparing educational practices globally. And so in previous classes, I've had the opportunity to compare educational practices in the United Kingdom and in Kenya, along with the United States, to sort of see what are best practices that we can take from each place as we, find the best approaches for learning. And I also have a learning design technology degree that I'm working on. And so, once again, if we're comparing practices, what are tools and strategies that can be implemented in the classroom? And a joy that I've had is being able to learn these skills, learn these practices, and immediately apply them in my classroom, which has been great. And I've been able to see growth that takes place, not just personally in my space, but also in my students. And last but not least, of course, leaving a legacy. I was the first in my family to get a bachelor's degree, and now my younger sister has one as well. And I will be the first to have a master's degree. And so I think that that's something that is amazing about education is that it goes just beyond you and what you do in your space or in your classroom, but it has lasting impacts beyond just you. And of course, my future goals. So, looking ahead, I'm super, super, super excited about expanding our middle school program here at Hampton Roads International Montessori School. And my goal is to design curriculum that is truly differentiated. I've seen the impacts when students don't understand a concept or don't feel as if they can engage with the learning materials that have been provided. But I've also seen what happens when a teacher takes time to scaffold work to meet the needs of students. And that's something that I truly want to do and make sure it's available for all of my students. And of course, I want to build those partnerships globally. So I had the, opportunity to teach at an international accredited school. And so going other places and taking students on, journeys and trips to allow them to see like this is what learning looks like. And also myself like doing the research that comes with building spaces that include all students. And of course, last but never least is helping students truly become global citizens, because when you open the door for students to take ownership of their own learning, it allows for them to see themselves in a way that is beyond even what we can see in students. And so those are my goals. And I do want to thank you for listening. And I look forward to growing and learning with you all in this course.